We are tracking Francine, now a Category 2 hurricane that made landfall in Louisiana at 5 o'clock. Also, remembering 9/11 and breaking down the presidential debate. You're watching News 5 Now.
This is News 5 Now, streaming live to your neighborhood and around the world.
Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Cherish Lombard. This is News 5 Now, where we do several things each day live at 5:30. First, we share the big stories of the day. Also, we share your comments on the question of the day and your thoughts on our poll of the day. By the way, the poll and question for tomorrow are on Facebook now. If you want to go ahead and answer in just a moment, we'll share your comments on today. We always start with our big stories, so let's do that. Number 5. It's been 23 years since almost 3,000 people were killed in the 9/11 terror attacks. Nationwide, Americans are pausing today to remember the lives affected. President Biden, Vice President Harris, and former President Trump attended a remembrance ceremony in New York. People across our country are attending September 11th commemoration events, including stair climbs, walking 110 flights of stairs in honor of first responders who died trying to rescue victims from the 110-story World Trade Center in 2001. Number 4, Justin Timberlake is set to enter a new plea deal in his drunk driving case in the Hamptons. He will plead guilty to a less serious offense than the original charge of driving while intoxicated. The pop star, you may remember, was arrested in June after running a stop sign. Officers say they saw him do it, then veer out of his lane. They also say he smelled of alcohol when he got out of his car. A New York judge suspended Timberlake's right to drive in the state in July. Number 3, a new Alabama law is being enforced for the first time in Mobile County. 18-year-old Caleb Hardin of Sims is charged with manslaughter. He's accused of giving a 17-year-old a lethal dose of fentanyl. Under a law passed in Alabama last year, someone who distributes a lethal dose of a drug can face a manslaughter charge. State Representative Chris Pringle sponsored that bill. Hardin has a court date set for October 15th. Number 2, nearly 60 million people watched the presidential debate last night between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. The question remains whether it will be the only debate between the candidates ahead of the November election. Number 1, Francine makes landfall as a Category 2 hurricane in South Louisiana in Terrebonne Parish. That happened right about 5 o'clock. News 5 crews are positioned across the Gulf Coast from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi to Northwest Florida, bringing you live coverage on local conditions in every newscast. And you can also go to WKRG.com for updates on school closings, also businesses that will be closed tomorrow, and schedule changes. Everything Francine related is on our website. Those are your big stories of the day. Now, the question of the day. We're asking, what do you think is the best way to stop school shootings? So we're going to go over to Facebook now, where you share your opinions. And here we go with Connie. We have a long answer here. Every school in America needs armed officers on the front and back of every campus and walking the campus all day long, not sitting and visiting in an office. There needs to be metal detectors in every school with an officer beside it. School security should not have to come from writing a grant to get the money to do this. It should be done no matter and done now. Every classroom door needs to be metal and locking and bulletproof corner area. Every school needs working security cameras. She says, yes, this is a big expense, but school safety is more important than the cost. Our country leaders need to quit sending money to other countries and put that money towards safe schools. All school security should be equal and top priority and immediate. She has it all thought out. Anthony says metal detectors and a special force of guards across the country, just like Homeland Security, to guard and protect every school in America. Doors lock and anyone entering or departing the school is protected. Andrew says we have a mental health problem, not a gun problem. Dusty says almost everyone has had the same underlying theme. They were on our radar. We just saw that most recently in Georgia the year before, the suspect on the FBI's radar. So sad. Kenya says, start arresting the parents when it happens. We used to do scared straight programs and field trips to the morgues. And then Pam says, hire retired veterans to guard the schools. I've heard that brought up a number of times, and some schools, they are doing that. And Josh saying the same thing. Colette says, we need to find the root of this problem. We have to focus on mental health and well-being of our youth, reducing children's exposure to violence. So thank you all. We have a lot of comments, and I see replies, a lot of replies, like 15 replies to this one, too, to this one. So definitely something that you are all talking about. Thank you all for letting us know. And also thank you for voting in our Facebook poll. Let's go to that now. Gulf Shores High School now requires parents to stay and supervise their children who are 8th grade and younger during football games. So we asked you, should middle school students need parental supervision to attend high school football games? By the way, there are 2 others in Baldwin County also implementing that. So 99% of you said yes. 1 said no. So as I mentioned, tomorrow's poll and question of the day are already on the WKRG Facebook page. Let us know what you think. The question of the day for tomorrow: a college recently surprised seniors with free tuition. What do you wish for free here on the Gulf Coast? Let us know and vote in our Facebook poll, which is, should students be allowed to have their phones during class? We will share those results again tomorrow right here on News 5 Now at 5:30. And now be sure to join us for WKRG News 5 at 6, 6:30, 9, and 10. And again, we have that live coverage, crews stationed across the Gulf Coast, bringing you live updates on what is now Category 2 Hurricane Francine. Thanks for watching News 5 Now.